Hello, my name is Full Salvo, and the recording you're about to hear is of a project I am working on. Everything within this recording, before and after, is subject to change. This is just an audio demo that I had done by a person on Fiverr by the name of David Bridges, otherwise known as @dbridges82. Go to him if you're looking for a male audio narration. I hope you like this recording. I think he did a fantastic job. And anyways, I may see you in the next video.
The doctor is now in front of the room. He sighs as he turns the door handle. The door jumps open slightly as he pushes it, briefcase in the other hand. The door is fully open and the doctor walks through slowly, cautiously but calmly as well, not to scare the patient inside the room. The floor beneath him creaks slightly as he walks into the room. The door closes behind him and the servo of the automatic lock activates, locking him inside. He glances behind him as it locks him in with the patient. "Well, no turning back now," he mutters under his breath. Dr. Tinsley then looks and examines the room. The first thing he notices is the camera at the far top right corner of the room just above the window. It looks like a high-grade half-ball security camera. He sees the lens inside turn to him and zooms slightly at him. Dr. Tinsley waves at the camera slightly as he then continues to examine the room where he is standing. He sees a bed to his right with a wood-carved headboard up against the wall. Beside it is an old nightstand in the corner between the bed and the wall. He then sees a wardrobe closet across from the bed itself. There is a chair in the middle of the room, facing the bed with a small circular table to its left that looks foldable. He then notices the patient sitting at the foot of the bed, though the patient isn't exactly human. The patient in question seems to be blue, in the tone of a shark of some kind. He also has a long tail that is in the shape of a shark that is laid across the bed, and on top of his head seems to be a fin like that of a shark. The patient in question is wearing a short-sleeved red shirt and blue jean pants. Dr. Tinsley decides to sit down in the chair and pulls out an audio recorder out of his briefcase and sets it on the small foldable table. He then presses the red button on the recorder. "Hello, my name is Dr. Tinsley. What is your—" "I want to go home," the patient speaks, interrupting the doctor. The doctor partially turns his head back at the camera and looks at it for a moment before clearing his throat and looking back at the humanoid shark person. "I understand you have been here for quite some time. Have the staff treated you well?" Dr. Tinsley asks the humanoid. The creature then slowly stands up, still facing away from Dr. Tinsley, its tail sliding off the bed and plopping on the floor in a somewhat controlled manner. "Did you not hear me, Howard? I want to go home," he exclaimed in a slightly aggressive tone. Dr. Tinsley's eyes widened slightly, knowing he did not give his first name to the creature, but nonetheless, he remained calm. "I'm unable to authorize your release." "Then, who is?" The creature sharply turns around to face the doctor, fists clenched and his sharp teeth showing. The creature has yellow eyes with sharp oval pupils and a face somewhat shaped like a shark. The doctor then puts his hand up in a calming manner, knowing that any wrong move could put his life in danger. But something in the back of his mind is saying that this creature wouldn't harm him. Dr. Tinsley, however, is mentally checking off every what-if in his mind. That would be the agents in the other room. The creature then walks toward the camera in the ceiling. "Then let me out, Agent Tavish," the creature exclaimed, interrupting the doctor again. "But they can't until I've done a full evaluation of you. Now, please," Dr. Tinsley starts, patting on the foot of the bed, motioning him to sit down. "Sit down, and let's talk," he finishes. The humanoid shark person looks out the window for a moment, then turns around and plops himself back onto the bed, laying himself down on his back and looking up at the ceiling. The doctor sits back down in the seat facing him. "Now, I believe we might have gotten off to the wrong foot. Do you have a name?" Dr. Tinsley asked the creature. The creature remained quiet, still staring at the ceiling. "How about—" "Why?" the creature interrupts. "Why do people want to be like me?" he asks the doctor, staring at the ceiling. "Well, what do you think?" the doctor asks him. "What's your opinion on people wanting to be like you?" the doctor asks the creature. The creature in question takes a deep breath and lets out a deep sigh. Is it because people are freaks and are messed up in the head? Is it because they can gain some special abilities and try to play hero? Is it because humanoids don't feel like being human and want to be something more? I mean, I get that people wear animal outfits in public places and even have sex in said outfits, but actually wanting to leave their humanity behind and become a monster like me, I'll never understand it, he answers, giving his opinion to the doctor. The doctor nods. Well, do you really think of yourself as a monster? The doctor asks him. The creature raises his arms in the air and looks at his hands and arms. Yes, I'm being talked about on the news. I'm being stalked by creeps. It's like I'm a celebrity to these people, but I don't want to be that way. I want to be normal, like you, Dr. Tinsley. I want to be human, he explains in a saddened tone. The doctor leans forward slightly and rests his elbows on his thighs, clasping his hands together in front of his face. Tell me, what do you think it means to be human? Dr. Tinsley asks him. The shark groans in disappointment. Well, not this. Just look at me. I could tell you were concerned with your own life because I look like a shark. I mean, do you know what kind of shark they made me to be? A bull shark. That's one of the most aggressive sharks in the ocean. I don't know what that is, but certainly not normal, I can tell you that, he answers with slight aggression in his tone. The shark then turns away from the doctor while still laying down, his tail slightly slithering every now and then. The doctor goes ahead and clears his throat. Well, I don't think looks have anything to do with being human. I think it's more about being a moral and kind person, as well as having emotion to that of a human. Let me ask you this, the doctor states while he leans back in the chair. What are you feeling right now? He asks. The humanoid then turns his head towards the doctor, but is still facing away from him. Well, I'm angry that I can't go home to see my father, go home to see my friend, he answers. Good, and what else are you feeling? The doctor asks. The shark pauses for a second before responding. I feel sad that people see me as being different from them. Sad that I'm not like everyone else, he answers. The doctor then clasps his hand once again, and his right index finger points at him. Good. You're already on the right track. Tell me, do you know if you were human once before? The doctor asks him.